sportsman Scotland has ever produced. This is his 14th quarter-final, 22 years after his first. Winner of 30 ranking titles in all, 4 times a champion of the world, the Wizard of Wishaw, he's John Higgins. And finally, a player who found another level from 9-8 down against Ricky Walton, reeling off 5 on the spin to book a 5th Crucible quarter-final. He is the most exciting player of his generation. Winner of 8 ranking titles so far. Here he comes, with his own brand of naughty snooker. It's the ace in the pack, Judd Trump.
Okay, so now you have the choice. Dennis Taylor, Alan McManus taking care of the commentary on the Williams-Carter match. That's live on the Red Button and online right now. We're going to keep you posted throughout the afternoon here on BBC Two, but we're going to head for table 1, Trump against Higgins, and it's good afternoon to Stephen Hendry and John Virgo.
John, Higgins to break.
Good afternoon, Hazel. Good afternoon, everybody. And this match promises to be an absolute cracker. And I think the main ingredient, Stephen, is the contrasting styles.
Yeah, I think you know, everyone keeps going on about John Higgins being, you know, the all-round player, the all-round match player, which he is. But I think this match will come down to who can score. You know, however good John Higgins is at safety play, his strength is his break building, always has been. Judd Trump's got to compete with that.
Yeah, and you've got to cut out the unforced errors that has blighted Judd somewhat in the first couple of rounds. He'd just be pleased to be here. Long straight red for John. Test of his cueing. Just slightly hits across it.
And also I think Judd Trump, you know, he found his best form in the last 4 frames, or 5 frames against Ricky Walden. He's got to produce that right from the start here in this match. But as you say, it does promise to be a classic. A lot of expectation on John, probably most from himself. You know, he might think that possibly this is his best ever chance to win another world title with the players that have gone out. So sometimes you've got to stop yourself thinking forward. You've still got 3 matches to win. But I think, John, it's the first time I think that I can remember that all 8 players can win this world championship. Normally you get 3 or 4, you think, well, they've gone as far as they can go. You know, they're not going to win it. But I think we've got 8 players who can all stake a claim.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. John can clearly get through to reds on the right-hand side of the table as we lug, but that's fraught with danger, so coming round off 2 cushions to nestle up to the back of the main bunch. Now looking at the reds on the right-hand side of the table, thinks, well, if he just gets it slightly wrong, he could leave that red that's just above and to the right of the black, coming off the 2 cushions. So he's had a change of mind. Attempt at the long pot, but he got nowhere near it. Now surely this red above the black doesn't go, does it? Oh, it must do. Well, that was a miscalculation.
1.
So a nice easy starter for Judd. He missed it by so far, that's why the cue ball bounced on and off the top cushion. And just what you're looking for at the start of a match. Get your hand on the table, start pulling a few balls, get that cue arm going.
No.
Such a natural talent is Judd. Just throws in that careless one occasionally, and he knows against John Higgins he can't do that. Cannot afford to miss when he's in.
Yeah, and I think if Judd wants to be, I think he wants to be winning these major titles. This is the kind of match he's got to win. He's got to beat the likes of John Higgins. You heard in his interview before, building, saying how well he respected John as a player, but so you're going to go out and beat these players. But that looks like end of break.
$22.
Yeah. Well, is there a thin cut on here? Well, it was. And what a good shot that was. And if he kisses the green or just stops short of it, it'll be nicely on the brown. And he is.
Yeah, found one there. Yeah, see there, an example of the cue power. He can play shots that no other player in the game can play. And I mean no other player. He's got the most cue power I've ever seen, and is effortless. It's very little
28.
backswing.
$33.
Well, that's the last thing you needed. Heavy contact at all, the pace out of the cue ball. Just watch this. And yeah, as they made contact, cue ball, object ball, bounced in the air.
Brown ball.
64.
The trump, 34.
Well, at least he didn't miss while he was in, and if you don't do that, you get to play the next shot. He was a little unlucky there. Had to take his medicine, and a decent safety. Excellent reply there from John. Now, Judd's playing safe down the right-hand side of the table. He's got to be very wary of that red near the right-hand side cushion. And that's why he's playing safe off it. He'd rather leave it there, but this is the best safety option. But he's knocked another red towards the corner. Needs the green to come to his rescue. And I think it has. Yep. Can't get through to either of those two reds. So a bit fortunate there.
Not the most convincing start to this match from John Higgins. A couple of long pots and he's missed by a long way. Poor safety shot there. Nice. Potted that at a nice pace. Made sure he was going to stop the cue ball short for a colour.
Yeah, confidently struck.
Green ball.
Left the cue ball well short of the baulk line. Should clinch the first frame here.
4. Five.
This black to go 46 points in front. Three reds, three blacks would put him in the snooker's required stage. So he didn't have to
12.
cannon into those reds just below the pink. You can do it with the two reds on the left-hand side of the
13.
table. Now he's played for the one that's closest to the cushion. He doesn't want to be too straight on it.
20.
And he is. He'll have to go back up for the blue here. Just got to give this pot every due care and attention. If he gets this red and the blue, he'll just be looking for one more red. But he'll have to play it with pace, and that's why he's given it a second thought. But play it for the blue. Cued it beautifully.
21.
And the reason he went up for the blue, that's the only way he could get the cue ball away from the cushion. Well played. So this red to go 61 ahead
26.
with just 59 remaining.
Yeah, I did the first
27.
session of his match with Walden, and this is how he started the first match with Walden. He should have gone 2-0 up. He was in a century in the first frame, was clearing up the second frame, then miscued on an easy brown. And from then on, it was hard work. So we'll see if he can keep this form going in this match. But solid start from Judd
34.
Trump.
John
Trump,
Higgins coming back to the
34.
table. I don't think any thought of winning this frame. Although you never know. Two snookers. Well, three snookers required, 3 4-point snookers. But John wants a bit of table time, that's for sure. As Stephen said, a couple of long pots, missed by quite a way. And that'll make him feel a little bit better. Now, if he's any thought of going for the snookers, he'll pot 2 of these reds in high value colours
8.
and then start looking for the snooker on the last red.
Nine.
Because there's always a chance of a snooker and getting the free ball out of it, so one snooker would be sufficient.
$60.
Oh, took his eye off the pot. He turns to
here's
Judd
16.
Trump immediately and said,
Conceded frame,
no need
Judd
to get
Trump.
out of your seat. You can have the frame. And Judd Trump, well, solid stuff. Bit shaky from John Higgins. 1-0.